What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So I am back with another reaction video for you guys. Now, this video comes from none other than O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shout out to O'Shea. So O'Shea did this reaction video to Kendra G. It's displaying how some of her fan base or somehow some women are not really feeling Kendra G in her messaging. And I want to play this clip to kind of share with you why it's not resonating with a lot of women. The fact that Kendra G is talking about relationships and, trying to get people, connecting women to men and creating an environment for, for women and men to come together and build relationships and possibly get married. There's a lot of pushback when it comes to her presenting this information, and I want to get into it because I want to get your thoughts on it, and then I'll definitely give my 2 cents on what I think. But before we get into the video, shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Go over and support his channel if you haven't already. Also, share and like this video and hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content over here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. It is free to do so. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
Honey, Kendra G is the last person I take dating advice from. This is a woman in her 40s, has no husband. The last man she had was a Nigerian scammer who Tasha K ripped her all up through the internet on. And she doesn't give any good advice. Every opportunity she gets, she takes it to insult or demean a black man. Or to insult or demean a black woman. She really is just, it seems like a very nasty, vile person. But y'all will continuously call in on her show and let her insult you for whatever reason, demean you, speak to you like she's above you in some way, shape, or form. Why? Because she got a YouTube channel.
Damn! In 2025, Kendra G's singles live show is still hot. She's making a ton of money and getting a ton of opportunities from it. She's going on to podcasts, major news networks, and even having speed dating events. But of course, the number one thing that happens on her show are the down bad contestants that come onto the platform. And I think that's what most people make fun of. They'll be like women with like 6 kids by 4 different guys, and they'll demand a guy make $1 million a year.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the
and listen, no lies detected. That is pretty much what the show is about. It's a bunch of women with unrealistic expectations coming to her show trying to find a rich man. That's just what we see. And I think the backlash from the show is really the contestants or the people on the show. That those are the ones who are being scrutinized mainly for their unrealistic expectations. That's just what it is. We talk about it all the time. We react to those videos all the time of these women coming on here with bonnets on, head scarves, looking a hot mess, actually looking for the most out of a man. And so, I just think that is really what people scrutinize about the show, the people that come on and what they're asking for. And then also looking at what they bring to the table. I think that is the real scrutiny. But Kendra takes offense to that, and people reacting to her content because for whatever reason, I don't know, but I just think that, when you go public with something like that, people are going to have a response. People are going to react to it. That's just the nature of social media and YouTube as well. So, I mean, Kendra G's channel is no different. I always take the approach. It's not personal. I don't have, when I react to stuff, it's not personal. It's just about what I see and I give my thoughts on it. And that's it. It's never a personal attack on any person because I don't believe in that. I think you can have an opinion about somebody without making it personal. It's not a personal thing because a lot of us on these social media platforms don't really know each other. So, but to have an opinion on something, that is a normal thing to do. And also, YouTube allows you to have an opinion and react to content. So that's what people are going to do. So yeah. And I'm not surprised that she's getting some type of pushback from women because all women don't think the same. And there are a lot of women who don't follow Kendra G's method or listen to her advice because they don't believe that she's qualified to give that advice. So that's just that thought. Let's continue.
And because of that, a lot of men comment negatively on her videos, not really roasting her, but roasting the bad situations of usually the women that come on him.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, also YouTubers react to the videos, and as of late, Kendra G has stopped that.
So they're moving fast, which I appreciate. Some of it is done from single men, right? But how are you a single man critiquing the people coming on my show looking for love? You're single. Like, you're literally in the same boat as the guest that you're talking about.
That's pretty ironic. You know what I mean? That Kendra G is somewhat in a similar boat as the people that come on her show. Now, she may make a little bit more money than them. She might be more accomplished than them financially, but she's still single as well. So it would be like her saying, oh, you can't comment or have an opinion on single women and you're single. Well, how are you able to have a comment and opinion about trying to connect people when you don't have a marriage or a relationship yourself? So it's kind of the same thing when you think about it. Let's continue.
What she's doing is taking videos down by filing copyright claims. But ultimately, what she's telling the audience is, you're single, you don't have anybody, so why are you making fun of somebody who don't have anybody either?
Woo!
Well, Kendra, you got a point. We shouldn't be talking about people who are single. But then again, you have a singles dating platform. And guess what? You can't get a man either.
Woo!
And then today, it happened. I wasn't even looking for Kendra G's videos. I was looking at something else until this video came up.
Honey, Kendra G is the last person I take dating advice from. This is a woman in her 40s, has no husband. The last man she had was a Nigerian scammer who Tasha K ripped her all up through the internet on. And she doesn't give any good advice. Every opportunity she gets, she takes it to insult or demean a black man, or to insult or demean a black woman.
Now, this particular lady is saying that Kendra G gives bad advice, she's rude to her guests, and things like that. But she talks about the fact that Tasha K exposed Kendra G for having a scammer boyfriend. Rewind! I think it was around 2024, Kendra G was involved with a Nigerian guy, and he paid for her yacht that day.
It is my birthday. Hey. And we are on a yacht, private yacht today. Bob is our captain.
It was on her birthday and everything was going well. Now, remember, Kendra G was just talking about how we have no right to make fun of people who are single. But what did we end up finding out about her boyfriend?
Not your husband, but your boyfriend. Hey, how was that Kendra G scrutinizing women about their requirements and preferences in a mate when she's parading around Los Angeles and being love bombed by Hush Puppy Jr., the Nigerian Deo, aka Donovan Johnson, aka Don Johnson, aka Reginald Green, aka Terrence Reed, aka James Wright, aka Timothy Price, and the list goes on. She is head over heels in love with a notorious scammer that recently came home from federal prison for bank fraud, credit card fraud, wire fraud, identity theft, and money laundering.
Ooh, child. Look, I didn't know it was that deep. I'm just saying, I heard of the story, but I be trying to mind my business. You know what I'm saying? In a nice way. Give my opinion and keep it moving. I had no idea it was that deep. And that may have allegedly been the reasoning for them breaking up, but that ain't my business, child. I'm gonna let them tell that, because I don't know nothing. You know, I heard something out there, and that's part of the reason they broke up. But it's very interesting. This is why look. Anybody can have an opinion, but I always say, listen, if you're gonna have these strong opinions, or you're so staunch on your beliefs or whatever, you got to have something to back it up. Like, if you're talking about marriage and relationships and you giving advice, you should at least be married. I don't think you have to have a PhD in psychology to talk about marriage if you've experienced marriage and you've been in a long-term relationship, or that led to marriage. You could talk about your experiences. Is that the end all be all for other people? No, but you can certainly give advice and a little bit of insight on it, because you experienced it, you've been through it, and you're going through it. So, but when you don't have it and you're telling other people about it, to me, that could be a little sketchy. I'm just saying. You can have an opinion But you also got to keep in mind that, hey, there are some things you might not know because you have not been through them or you haven't experienced them. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
Yeah, Kendra G was dealing with a scammer. But then again, the lady goes back and continues more as to why she feels that Kendra G is a scam.
She really is just, it seems like a very nasty, vile person. But y'all will continuously call in on her show and let her insult you for whatever reason, demean you, speak to you like she's above you in some way, shape, or form. Why? Because she got a YouTube channel.
Damn.
So again, this is more or less a continuation of her previous arguments, but she's just adding, listen, you guys shouldn't even waste your time going on there because of her attitude. But then she brought up something that I never thought about.
And have you noticed that whenever a white person gets on her show, she lights up and she's so nice and polite to them, but then she'll go to the next caller and it's a black woman. Well, I'm just matching your energy. She is literally the picture of a stereotypical angry, mean black woman.
Now, this is interesting. She's saying, listen, when Kendra G is interviewing white people, she's never having a problem.
You know, I will say this. Listen, and like I said, it's nothing personal, but there are certain things that I notice about Kendra, and I think you can just watch a person and see their demeanor and how they come across. And Kendra is easily triggered. She is easily triggered. The minute you say something, she's ready to pop off. It shows that she has a short fuse. You know, she'll go from 0 to 10 real quick, and it is a nastiness that I notice with her when it comes with, just the way she talks to people and stuff. And she could be bubbly and fun at times, but at the same time, her personality is she's quick to get to that nasty energy. And I've seen it happen. And I think this is in noticing people. You could notice people, and it's not a bashing thing. It's just something that you notice when you hear people talk, especially when she's talking to men. Oh, she's ready. It's almost like she has an agenda or something to get a hidden one against men. I'm not saying that it just, I'm not saying she hates men, but I'm saying you could see the difference between when she talked to certain women, the way she talked to men. It could be the same situation with a man and a woman, exact same scenario. She will go harder at the man than she would the woman. I certainly noticed that. That could rub people the wrong way. And I also, on top of the fact that she's not married, and she's, she makes it very clear that she's not a therapist or anything like that, which I can appreciate that. But at the same time, she's never been married. She doesn't have any kids. And even though she don't speak a whole lot on kids, I just think that when you haven't had that experience, you got to kind of tread lightly a little bit when you talk about it, because there are certain things that you just may not know or understand because you've never experienced it. I talked about this previously about having kids. People have their opinions and thoughts on children and having babies and all that. But if you've never experienced it, you have no idea what that is like until you go through it. You can have an idea because people around you have done it and you've seen it, but you yourself hasn't, you haven't dealt with that or went through that. Same thing when it comes to marriages. I think in order to know specifically what it's like to get in a marriage with a man for years and years, build a relationship and a family with this person and maintain that, you have to go through that in order to know what that's like. And I don't care if you've seen Aunt Susie or whoever go through it or whatever, and they look hard. You don't know the inner workings of that until you've actually experienced it, until you're actually in it. And so I think this is why, she may get some of the pushback, and a lot of women aren't as, into Kendra G as many people thought. A lot of women are turning against her in a sense because, it's certain things that they see or they realize that they don't like. And so now they're pushing back against it. But listen, I don't hate on anybody. Look, do your thing, do what you need to do for you. I ain't mad at it. But all I say is people are going to have opinions about it. Just like they have opinions about me, they have opinions about everybody else that's out here, creating content. It's just a part of the business. It's a part of it. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about what this woman said, what you think about what O'Shea said? What's your thoughts in the comments below about Kendra G? I want to hear what you have to say. So make sure you chime in the comments below. Leave your thoughts. Continue the conversation, you guys. I want to hear what you have to say. So comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Let me know your thoughts, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.